Now, there are two words for sex in the Bible, but they're not, okay? They're based off of each other, but they're different, right? All right. One is yada, means to know, as if penetrated by the penis. The other one means to father, is YLD. It's definition 3205, and it's the masculine form. It's called yalad. Now, the difference is, okay, Eve took of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But it knew them both. Okay? And we don't know who's the wife of Cain either. But two male children, Cain and Hebel, came forth from Eve after the fall. After the sin in Eden with Satan, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Right. Now, to father means the male inserted into the female. To know means, or knew, the female conceived with the male. Or the male entered the female and they conceived and bare two sons, right? Okay, here's the problem though. Eve and Adam ate of the tree's fruit. Do you understand? Now, in reproduction, okay, a seed is within it, right? In other words, it has all its needs to make another tree as well. Well, with human reproduction, the male inserts the penis into the female, comes into the female. The sperm travel down the fallopian tubes where the egg is being released. And then once conception occurs, the egg bores into the womb, and 9 months later, out comes the child. Right, right. Exactly. Now, that's the same for everyone. And the first 6 months, Mary Bell, are the same for everyone. Now, afterwards, right, depending on the size of the woman, that might matter a little bit too. If it's a big woman versus a small woman. She might have a bigger child or, again, a smaller child. But the first 6 months are the same for everybody, right? The child's developing from a fertilized egg into an embryo. The fertilized part of the egg don't even count for the first 2 weeks. You're pregnant. But after that, you count 2 weeks, Mary Bell, that don't count. That would be October 3rd for us. Then, from October 3rd to May 31st is 8 months. Okay, 4.9 is how big a child would be at 8 months. That's all I'm saying. For anybody. Especially a small Filipino girl, not even 5'5". You're not going to have a huge baby like, say, my Aunt Janine. Right. That is incredible big babies. Again, right? Though the first 6 months were all the same. It's not until the last 3 that you pick up all that weight as well. All I'm saying. Now, but 3205 is based off of La. Ada. T. With a T. It's la adat. To know. To know. And it has L-D-T in it. With the iron. With the iron. Now, yalda is Y-D-iron. Or yod, dalit, iron. And it means to be penetrated by the male and conceived with him. Right. Now, the word to know, okay, also has a vav in it. When Adam and Eve knew of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Both of them knew of its fruit, right? so in the package, in the passage, sorry. So what it's saying is, right, Satan introduced anal sex after straight sex to Adam and Eve. Okay, Eve first, then Adam. But it was both good and evil. Okay, you understand? And this is their concept of what happened too after they did it, right? Now, what became the problem is while the sex between Satan and Adam was going on, after, again, the straight sex for first Eve and then, again, Adam, and then he introduced them both to anal sex. Now, the Bible ain't going to be this descriptive of it in the first place. But this use of the word yada with a vav at the end introduces what to the word. And so the masculine was with Adam too, and they knew they were naked. And they knew they were naked. With shame. Now, which hole on the male can you get? to the mouth or the vagina or the butt? We don't think they got the mouth, right? But if Satan got the butt of Adam, and the Gnostic Gospels deal with this in a book called Baruch by Justin. It says the angel Nas enticed Eve and knew Adam like a boy. And did Adam like a boy, right? That denotes, if you understand some of the rumors about Greek mythology, anal sex, right? Now, it's not coming out and saying it, no. Verbatim, no. The Bible is ambiguous sometimes when it comes to sex. In fact, begot means fathered, right? And know means penetrated by the penis. Now, if it used the word knew, they were naked after the sin. Adam was penetrated by something. The serpent itself, which was attached to the body of Satan, who enticed Eve first, right? But see, he's also a hermaphrodite, which is also left out the story. Verbatim, right? Understand the word verbatim means, okay, when Moses said the man has become as one of us to know good and evil, again using ladat as the word, with Satan, who was the one of us. We became us, right? Satan. Hello? He's the one to teach us the knowledge of good and evil. The Lord was teaching us love, grace, and mercy, and forgiveness, and not tempting us to sin. And then, of course, he's the tree of life in the garden. And guess who the tree of knowledge of good and evil is? Satan himself. But the Bible ain't going to come out and, say it verbatim, right? Line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. You got to read the whole thing, especially Ezekiel 31, where it talks about the trees in the garden envying him, right? And then you have the angels in Genesis chapter 6, according to the New Testament as well, knowing the daughters of men, assuming human form like Satan and having sex with whoever they chose of the daughters of men. Now that means they too were hermaphrodites. It also explains how the gene is in the gene pool, but not every child is born as a hermaphrodite. Either the main children are male or female. It explains it religiously, scientifically, and medically. But it's not the child that's sinning. We're all sinning. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Every human being born after the fall. That's why David said, "In sin did my mother conceive me." So you're not listening, Jews or Gentiles, bond and free, male and female, gay and straight, to what all the Bible says. You're picking and choosing, like in Big Trouble in Little China, what you want to believe. And no one is seeking the whole truth anymore. No, we're not. You're not even close to it. You can't even handle the truth, like Jack Nicholson said. And if you come in, you can't handle the truth. But someone was chosen when he turned 12 years old to figure out a weird dream he had, right? And in discovering that, he learned about all the different beliefs out there in Christianity, including the Gnostic Gospels. And they're very different. They talk about an androgynous Jesus, a hermaphroditic Adam. Right. And I understood that too. I know how the female was literally both male and female in one body. It's also plural. That's why Jesus says us a lot, right? Through the prophets. They're two in one. And we're two from one. But technically three. That's why Jesus morphed into two others in front of Peter, James, and John. And three appeared to Abraham and Sarah to help her conceive, finally, Isaac. I know. What happened after the three appeared to her? She finally conceived with Abraham after they were circumcised as well. You understand? You understand? There's been a change. There's been a change of heart. Quote Tom Petty there. You pushed just a little too hard. Been a change. There's been a change of heart. Not all the time. He's lying. I'm not really lying. He's embellishing. And only once in a while might I get mad at night. But usually I do everything during the day. No one can fault me on that. Get over it. Right. Now, that you know the whole truth and nothing but the truth will help me God, all I can do is tell you. Because Constantine changed everything 325 years ago. We can't do nothing about it, but try to gently reintroduce you to the truth. That's what I'm trying to do, asshats, on YouTube. And I did say hat. I did say hat. Exactly. Quote Paul there, who played the character Ant-Man. I know. But that's why I say Jesus can only like the Wolverine or as the Wolverine or equal to the Wolverine if you try to shoot me and I'm trying to find a wife or something, you're interfering in that, right? You are. Now, like every man, I'm looking for a wife, though, not ladies, right? But I don't know who it is. That's the problem. We can all volunteer, right? And, like I said, I'll let you ride the first time. But, again, it don't bother me. It don't bother you. But I'm only into females, not males, right? Well, that's the point about if you condition yourself to be attracted to males, you can be attracted to males. But you got to condition yourself to be, all right? I was always liking little girls, not little boys, when I was little too. But I know to grow out of that too. When I become a man, I put away childish things. And trust me, I know the difference between a woman's body matured and a child's body unmatured. Only if it's a petite girl can you not tell sometimes with some of them. Oh, no. And they're real small, right? Or a petite woman, even. No, no. And that's where you get in the murky, grounds with is the girl of age or not of age, and that's why you card and ID them, and they gotta have proper ID, right? Like with the club, you gotta match your picture too to your face, right? Or I won't be with you, right? That was on the doctor today about a new website called OnlyFans, right? Right. Or fans only, right? Well, this site might even allow for nudity and stuff like that, and you pay to advertise to post on the site. Though it's a little different, right? But see, again, right? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. The word there is a feminine form of no, right? Whereas yalada is the masculine form, right? And to know, right? La adat, I know, I guess, right? Because the la is to part of the two part, I guess, right? It can be la or even ha. Mm-hmm. Lu, although, could be how you say him, right? La, ah, with two H's can be her. Right. Now, the first yada, though, ends with a vav, right? And it starts with in, which is va. Mm-hmm. Va yada, mm-hmm. Vu, oo. I don't know. It's either vu or oo, right? Too, right? But if a glass is half full and half empty, can you pick a side? And if you pick the side, are you arguing about it then? When it's both? I don't know. Do you understand? If you fill a glass up and you drink it half empty, right? It was also half full at the same time, right? And see, what you want to do is you're trying to pick a side, right? Oh, the glass is half full. Oh, the glass is half empty. Technically, it's both at the same time, right? It's both half full and half empty because it was previously filled up to the top, right? But you drunk it half empty, So it's both at the same time, right? See, that's the point too when you make something silly a law. Or a rule like anal sex. Whether you have it or not, you're having a different form of sex, technically. But if you do it almost roughly and rape like, Adam's gonna want you to stop, and you don't have to stop because it's part of the deal with the devil. And you know how deals with the devil used to turn out, not as you expect. The grass ain't always greener on his side, right? Now, again, you keep making me show you your line. And the reason you're lying is you can't accept the sex act is different from the male perspective to the female perspective as well. And a hermaphrodite's perspective, right? So there's three forms in the earth, right? Androgynous, male, and female. And they're all naked to Jesus, right? But Jesus don't teach you shame. Satan is. Satan causes you to be ashamed of sex on your body and nudity and makes you want to cover up. But sex is natural, sex is fun. Not everybody does it, but everybody should. Sex is natural, sex is good. Sex is best when it's one on one. Quote, again, George Michael. Gay or straight, you usually want one partner who's not going to shame you in sex, right? But Satan shamed us in sex. That's why we knew good and evil with him. To know, is the same word. And it's, even if Adam fathered a daughter with Satan, right? Okay, that's not the point of the story. The penetration of Satan into Adam's butt is the point of the story. And why Moses used the feminine form, not the masculine form of the word. Get it? Now, you're making me show you this. I don't want to show you this, but I got to show you this if I'm telling you the whole truth. And among the truth is there's two words. And yalad, and then yada. One with an L, one without an L, but it still traces back to no. La adat, which ends with the T. But a wife, again, has a T in it. Look at the words in the Hebrew. See, I'm trying to show you something you don't want to see. And that Constantine blinded you to 325 years after Christ, or 1675 years ago. Now, Catholics, I have to tell the truth. Right, you're not. Telling the truth. Not the whole. And I'm not blaming you. Forgiveness is for all who are willing to repent. But it is your sin. And that's why, again, God ain't like you. He don't judge after the flesh. You do. Abortion, okay, if the woman's raped or not, is up to the woman. No. Not the man. Not the man. But the woman has to carry the baby either way, not the man. I mean, if he turns out to be a jackass, would you want to have jackass as a baby anyway? No. All right. Now, this one, though, has the Vav also, right? For, no, TH with the Vav, right? So that's the. No. Now, one of them is TH and one of them is T. One has a dot. It could also be a double T. We don't know. Remember, Moses was like, thunder. I know. Maybe he had problems with his S's and T's. Bubba. Right. So it's either Ishatu. I know. Because she what? Brings forth a male and female child. Right. She can. Isha, which is traditional, and Ishat with the T. No Vav. No double T. No dot. No dot. But remember, who's the stutterer here? You or Moses? Moses. That's not Fallon. That's his middle name. I just found that out. I know. But am I talking to you, Jimmy? No. I don't know your middle name was Thomas, but I'm talking about Pastor Edward John Thomas. Last name, not first name. Okay, and then with the last one is Yada fully, right? With that Eve too. But each one's a little different too. That's why, okay, one ends with the Vav, one ends with the T or the TH, right? And that's why I got it as both, or the TT even. TT. Yeah. You don't want to see this either. A disabled veteran who they're trying to make crazy and drive crazy, right? Who's trying to not be crazy. And wasn't hearing voices till a certain time after he got into the Navy and passed the medical exams, including neurological and psychological eval. I keep telling you that too. Right. So it could also be TT. But that's the point about any language, right? Okay, the one without the dot is the TH, they say. The one with the dot is Tav, right? Thav. But what if that's backwards and it's T, T, T? T, T, T. I don't know. I don't know. And you could do that with the bait. The P again. Papa. And the da. A stutterer. Da. Papa. Da da. We'll do that way. No. Sissa. Right. Even. Jesus, 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 and Jesus was his name. You know. And the scene, or it's the scene, studio, Phil Collins, right? Right. One is on the front of the arm, and then one is on the back, right? So again, which one would be the S and which one would be the double S, right? Maybe the one on the front arm and then the one on the back arm is the double S. I don't know. I'm guessing because Hebrew you read right to left anyway. I know. So the S in the front bar could be one S, and the S at the back bar could be two S's. Oh, God damn it. Right. Damn. Right. And the dot, dollar. Okay.